comes down to love God with all your heart, love your neighbor, and the Great Commission to go, right? And make disciples of all nations. And those are the three important things to me in the Bible. Now, there's a whole lot more stuff in there, and you know, that gives us our different flavors of churches, right? Because it is the Word of God, but there is room for interpretation of that word, right? So different churches read that word differently than other churches read it, and that's how it is. I mean, as Christians, we're a very divided group of believers, right? You know, but that's like pizza shops. It makes me think, you know, I might want Pizza Hut one day, but the other day I might want some like thin crust New York style pizza. It's different flavors for different people, and the more I think about it, the more I'm like, that's fine, because if it brings somebody in the door and it brings them closer to Jesus, that's what matters, right? As long as the Word is the Word and you're preaching the Word. But we need to adapt. We really do need to adapt our men's ministries. So at your church, I know that you guys don't have a men's ministry here. Yeah, so some of these questions won't apply, but so at Calvary, does your lead pastor, your senior pastor, support the men's ministry?
Definitely.
Yes. Does he show up at stuff?
Oh yeah, he's there.
That's key. You know, because
they take care. They've got the message, you know, the message or whatever you want to call it for that monthly meeting. You know.
yeah, that's
I
awesome.
think our biggest thing is that men's conference, just that Tampa conference.
Yeah, because guys want to be where the head pastor is. That's where we want to be, because he's the leader of our church. I want to go where the leader is. You know, if he sees value in it, then that's where I want to be. If he doesn't show up to the men's ministry stuff, why would I want to go?
Yeah.
Because I want to go where winners are, right? I want to go where the leaders are. So if the head pastor doesn't support it, it's not going to go anywhere. That is vital doing anything men's ministries. Get the buy-in from the head pastor and the associate pastors and get them involved. They need to be there at that stuff.
We've got more people now since we used to meet in a back room of a restaurant. Now we're over at the church, what they call the large gathering room. We used to be the gym. We have it over there, and one guy cooks part of the breakfast, and I supply the rest of it. And we get together in there, and that's it. Very informal. We've got a lot more now. We've had maybe 4 or 5 of them at the most. Now we've got about 12, 14 of them.
Awesome. And it just grows. And it's not about numbers. It's about getting that one guy in the door. You know,
more people involved in it.
Yeah. So I found that it's important to have a men's leader, one-point guy, to head up over all of it, to start a men's ministry. Do you have that at Calvary?
Yeah. They had the spiritual health assessment a few years ago. Okay, I kept putting in. I got a call from the secretary. Pastor Todd wants to talk to you. Okay. Hour and a half later, I came out. Guess what? You're the head of the men's ministry.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
And they said the Lord doesn't call to qualify; He qualifies to call. Because that was me. Like, oh brother.
Yeah.
6 months with Pastor Todd, then he dropped dead. And then 2 other guys at the church kept me going for 6 months, and then Pastor Todd came in, and okay, here I am.
Yeah. Are you still the men's leader of the church?
Yeah.
Do you guys have younger people stepping up, getting involved?
Oh yeah. We got Tom's what in his 30, early 30, something like that maybe.
Well, I think you're really asking about the structure as it exists, and basically at this point in time, we have a teaching, time for prayer. We're actually developing what I'll call the vision for the ministry, the mission statement. I mean, that's what we're doing right now. We put out a monthly newsletter that talks about what we've been covering, where we're heading, what we're doing. We've eliminated the cost for breakfast and things, so everything's free, and just come and be a part of it. And I mean, we're at that step through the process. And looking at, we have something called life groups, and that's like a Wednesday night thing, with just like you're doing here with all kinds of classes, but it's something that runs for a semester, 10-week or 12-week. Well, we're starting to look at the men's ministry much like the life group, and what I mean by that is it's a time together for socializing, but it's time for some teaching. It's a time for, we'll have a purpose, mission, some activities, things that we can do beyond just coming on Saturday morning once a month. we're looking more at expanding into that kind of thing. That's why it was kind of interesting to have this particular workshop. So to look at,
Yeah, that's awesome.
well, I mean, we're looking at.
You
how
gotta
to
start
do that.
somewhere.
Yeah.
And you have the structure of the breakfast there. So, we need to create more open doors in ministry, and like through just a breakfast, right? And you
Right.
guys realize that. I wanna let you know too, I'm the honor bound rep for Pittsburgh and the surrounding communities. So if there's anything that I can do to help you guys and come in for a breakfast and talk and encourage men, I'd love to do that. And I'm just out in Bethel Park, and you guys too, here at this church. If you wanna get, I was talking to your pastor and he's open to it. If you wanna kick off some kind of men's ministry that's gonna speak to the men in this community, let me know. I'll come down and help you guys. I'll walk side by side with you
I'll
through
take
it.
him up on
With
that.
us over at City Reach Church, I mean, the guys that I came with were part of the Men's Hope Home that Pastor Brown was talking about. And we have those at various locations across the country.
Mhm.
With each church plant, they're kind of based off that Hope Home model of the transition home, similar to what he went through.
Mhm.
And, I mean, John, who's sitting here, he's our director, and it's our men's ministry in itself. And we have people, we have a Bible study every morning at the main church where we go to and attend. We also have our sister home, the women's home, that joins with us, but our pastors are men. They pour into our lives. They speak to us one-on-one. We build those relations with them. And then, like, I don't know if you know Jimmy Wilson.
It sounds familiar.
He's
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, Jimmy, yeah.
Yeah, he's actually one of the mentors that comes into our house like every other week
Mhm.
because we have our night Bible studies as well. So we're constantly surrounded by,
That's good
by
stuff.
pastors, by men of God, by pastors who are getting ready to plant churches that are just pouring into us on a daily basis. And then we got Pastor Brian and our mother church, which is APC, the mother church of Lifestone. We got people like Jeff Leake, Pastor Colin out there. His sons always come out to activities with us whenever we have our monthly basketball game. It's like our men's group. We'll all get together, and it might be an opportunity to see somebody who you haven't talked to in like a month. But it's just yell out, poop on the court, talk trash, dunk it in somebody's face, and just have a good time.
That's good
laugh.
stuff. Yeah.
So I mean, every aspect of our life is like men's ministry.
Yeah.
But that men's conference down there, I can remember a couple of years ago, we had maybe 4 or 5 guys went. Sunday morning, half of them wanted, all but one of them wanted to go back. I
Yeah.
mean, they got so much out of the worship and out of the teaching.
Yeah.
And that's helped growing our men's group. Hey, bring more guys in.
Yeah.
Did you have the opportunity to attend the men's conference a couple months ago at APC? Allison Park Church?
No.
I'm gonna have to get you in contact with Pastor Jeff Leake and Brian Bold and a lot of the people from Lifestone came together and we put on, it was like an entire weekend conference. I don't know if you know who Johannes is from Mission SOS. He was like our keynote speaker. He came in from Sweden.
It was a men's thing.
Yeah.
Huh, I'm surprised I didn't know about that.
One men's conference in Southern California, they took an offering for the fire Bibles. They had enough cash and pledges to buy almost twice as many as what they wanted.
Mhm. Yeah, that's awesome.
550 guys max. It's all place-
That was down at the Maryland conference last year, right?
No, that was in Southern California a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay.
We had the men's up, I don't know if you know what, in June, they just started with the coach of Pittsburgh, Steelers. They had the man up out there.
Tonsioka.
Yeah, the Man Up Conference.
Yeah, the man up, they do it
Yeah.
every June.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tunch is a good guy, he's doing good work.
They're not really doing anything for
Danny
young.
Glover of ACAC Church on the north side.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, they're doing good work
Yeah.
there. They're really helping that community for sure.
Yeah, Flat got turned on for the men's conference in California. I talked to Jess about it. We get out there, one guy in worship team, bring the guitar, start playing, we're quiet, and somebody starts singing. We had sort of a barracks type deal in there. We ended up with a worship service and prayer and healing and everything else before breakfast.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's
That's
about
awesome.
every morning.
Yeah, so
Then we
you-
go for the services.
yeah, so you said something, they're not doing anything for the younger men. Well, what do the younger men want to do? Let me just throw that out there.
Well, I mean, our demographic in the home is going from, I think our youngest guy is 23 years old, to Dave, who's 38. I mean, Johnny, he's our director, but he's not really part of the program per se.
Yeah.
And you have that wide gap. Any young man between the ages of 5 and 30 needs mentors pouring in their lives. I mean, that's biblical. And older generation knows what to go through because they went through it. If you're 50 years old, you don't know what it's like to be 60 or 70, so if you have those people pouring into your life who have already reached those milestones, you're going to be better prepared. For those of us that might have grown up in this broken generation, I mean, we're lost. Some of us are growing up and we don't know what a godly man looks like. We don't know what it feels like to know that fatherly love, because we might not even have had a father. We might have grown up in a setting where you might have had a father in your life, but he was always working or he was an alcoholic. So it's like somebody gets saved and they come to church and you're telling them about, oh, love God like your father. Okay, what if you have issues with your father?
Yeah.
How do you get past that milestone? We don't see none of that. And that's what my calling is. That's the burden on my chest, because I want to see that. I want to see young men be able to rise up and take on that First Timothy type of mentality where it says, don't let nobody look down on you because you're your age, but be an example to them.
Yeah, that's a good segue. My next question was, do you have to be older to be a mentor?
No way.
Yeah. So, right, biblically, I've mentored under people that are much younger than me. They have, just a good godly wisdom about them that I can learn so much from. So, mentors, typically are older than the mentee, but it doesn't always have to be that way. So you're saying mentorship. Anybody else have any idea? What do young people want to do? Just throwing that out there. What do we want to do? I consider myself a young person. I'm 44 though. I'm 18 in my mind.
Yeah.
So,
We want activities where we can engage with one
yeah,
another.
you want challenges.
Yeah,
You want to have
challenges,
fun,
we want
right?
opportunities.
Like I was saying out there, when I get to the top of a hill and my heart's beating through my head and I think I'm going to die and sweating, that's when I'm really close to God. And if I'm doing that with some other guys, that really speaks to me. So for me, I've always struggled. I love bacon. I love sausage. I love eggs. I love everything about it. I've always struggled with the men's breakfast. I'm just sharing this with you guys so you know. I've always struggled with it because on Saturday morning, so I've worked all week. I put in my time. I've worked long. I come home, taking care of the house. I've been away from my family. For me, I have a hard time with the men's breakfast because it's always on a Saturday morning. It takes me away from my family, and I only get 2 days a week to do something with my family. I don't want to be away from them. So why not do a men's dinner on a Friday night, or a Saturday night, or a Sunday night, or something? Just thinking outside the box. Me, I like to go, if I'm going to give up, if I'm going to take away a Saturday morning from my family, it's got to be something really that speaks to me. So I got to be out on a mountain, I got to be on the stream, and if I can do that with some brothers, and we can have a Bible study, that's how you're going to get me. Younger generations, it might be video games, it might be some stuff like that.
Steve's got that cabin, he keeps mentioning, have from Friday night and come back Saturday.
Yeah.
Up in the hills with the cabin he's got. Get with Nick and work on that thing there.
Guys love that.
We changed our breakfast from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock when their attendance came up.
Yeah, because it lets guys sleep in a little bit. Like, I get up at 4:45 every morning. I don't want to wake up early on the weekend. I want to sleep in a little bit. I want to have a cup of coffee with my daughter sitting on my lap.
Pancakes and sausage and juice and coffee and that sort of stuff.
But the thing at the cabin, you can have a speaker, have someone share a message. Maybe try it at 11 o'clock at night around the campfire, outside. That's something different.
Friday
what I mean?
afternoon and come back Saturday. To talk to Nick and get Nick and Steve together and work on it.
Yeah, it's just like thinking, there's nothing wrong with the men's breakfast. I love the men's breakfast. I'm just saying, I think we need to think of other ways to get guys, because if you look at the men's breakfast, and I go to a lot of them to talk to people, there's a lot of older guys there, you know, and it's great for that area, but the younger guys are just being left behind. We got nothing going, there's nothing going on, you know.
Want sports, we want activities.
Yeah.
We want to
Wanna have
hang
fun.
out and go out in the woods.
Yeah,
Rock climbing, mountain biking,
yeah.
going to a gym.
Yeah, that's what we do at Adventureland. We do all that stuff. We just get guys, actually we get guys out of the church and in the community, and we do servant evangelism eventually. We just want to get guys together, we want to get them out of the church, group them up. You're going to look at what your community serves. So down here, I would look at those rails and trails that we have all along the river, and I would say, what can we do to reach out to people? Let's get guys, let's have a Saturday morning or a Friday night bike ride, where we do a bike ride up and down the rails trails. Anybody could go. Younger people, older people, anybody can handle these river rails and trails. Or a hike, or a walk. Let's go up and look at the eagle. You know, let's do something, and then let's get together maybe for some food at night. Let's go to one of these bars around here if the guys are strong enough to handle that. Some guys can't be around it because they're alcoholics, drug addicts, stuff like that. So you gotta be careful there. But what's that?
Cook out, steaks,
Yeah.
burgers, hot dogs.
Yeah, do something like that. River fishing. You got these awesome rivers here. Guys, it's easy to like throw a rod in the river and sit there and burn a tire. You know, make a little fire down by the river. It's awesome, man. And then have just, keep it simple. Start with Bible study. Start with prayer. You get guys together, Christian men together. I've learned. I've tried to do this different ways. I find success through failure. You know, by trying things and by failing, we successfully learn that doesn't work. So we can try something else, right? We achieve success through failure. I always try to do different things to see what works. And I've tried, doing like sermons in the woods. And I've tried putting together like studies or workshops like this in the woods. And I find that what works best is just getting together, start everything in prayer, right? Before you do anything, start in prayer and pray for protection. And, and then the conversation will go there. God will work, and it will go there. And guys will end up having some really meaningful conversations, one-on-one, mentorship, right? And instead of trying to guide God, just let God do what He wants to do, and it works. And and then how you kick it up a notch is to do servant evangelism. So if you're down there on the bike trail, and you have a group and you guys are biking or hiking or running, whatever you're doing, hand out water bottles to people. There's like 1,000 people or something that go on this trail. I don't know what the numbers are, but it's going to be thousands on a weekend. They would love to have an ice cold bottle of water on a hot day. Man, if somebody were just to give me that and no strings attached, they're not asking me for my information, they're not beating me down with a Bible, they're just giving me a bottle of water and they're saying something like, I just wanted to show you love of Jesus in a practical way, and leave it at that. God will work, and you'll have some people that just don't even ask anything. I've never offended anybody by saying that. I just want to tell you that in the many times that I've done it. God will work. Some people will come back and ask more. That's pretty cool. This is a great idea. You guys are part of a church? And then, so they've opened up that door, and then you can tell them more. It's cool to tell them more. But by just going, and telling them that you shouldn't be doing this, you can't be doing this. This isn't what you should be doing. Put blockers up. I do it myself. Yeah, I do it myself. Like, I don't want sales pitch. I don't want to hear about it, Open the door for people to ask you, and by giving them something. Now I found it's got to be sealed, like water, bottle of water, bag of whatever, like a snack bar, energy bar, something like that. Works really good. They're pretty cheap. You can buy them cheap. Hot dogs are in theory sealed in a casing, right? So, but people don't mind hot dogs. We did chili one time. We did deer chili up in Erie, and we cooked this big vat of chili for the people steelhead fishing. And we did it, it's cold, and I'm like, chili's good, this is the best idea in the world. Making this big pot of chili, we're standing out in the parking lot, and the stream's over there, and guys are coming up for lunch, we did this big chili thing, and we're like, got a sign that says free chili, and there's 5 of us, and we're stirring the chili, and nobody wanted chili. We gave out like maybe 5 bowls of chili. I didn't understand why. And it dawned on me when I'm driving home. It dawned on me, and I'm like, oh. You got 5 guys sitting around a vat of chili in the parking lot. They've been fishing. They got fish guts and stuff on their hands, and they're churning a pot of chili. It's deer meat. Who knows if it's clean and if it's been prepared right? Am I going to get sick from eating this chili that these guys are preparing with their hands? So it didn't work. So we learned. Don't do that. People love stuff that's sealed. We give them flies. We give them bait. We give them stuff like that. Candy bars. When I'm fishing, a candy bar is awesome. There's nothing better than like a Snicker bar. My dad used to give us Snicker bars when we go hunting, and that was like the original energy bar. Was a Snickers bar. You can get candy bars cheap if you buy them in bulk. You can get those little candy bars. Those things are great. I love candy when I'm standing in the stream. I don't know why. I just do. I don't eat a ton of candy. But when you're standing out in the cold, your body burns calories and you need food. Just like you need cold water. So I want to be sensitive to the time. But those are some of the ideas you can do. I think we're out of time at 1:45. I could be wrong. So let me just go over some of this because I want to skip through some of it. So what should a men's ministry, what should a men's group never ever do? Anybody got any ideas? There's no wrong or right, well, there's no wrong or right answer, we'll say that. Because it could be, I guess it
Force
varies.
somebody or guilt them into anything.
Yeah, that's right. Criticize guys for not being there. I've been to men's breakfast where they say, oh, where's all the guys? Bob should have been here. Bob ain't got nothing to do. I know, I drove by here on the way, I drove by Bob's house on the way here, and he was outside washing his car. He don't need to wash his car, he should be here. I know we've all heard that, some form, right? I don't want to hang out with people like that. I don't. Because if I can't make it, they're going to be talking about me. And that's not what, I don't want people to talk about me behind my back. Nobody wants to be talked about behind my back. Praise God, Bob has something else to do that God told him to do. Praise God, maybe Bob has to spend that morning with his family. You know what I mean? We don't know what Bob's situation is and why he's not there. We should never, ever criticize, and we should always pat guys on the back for showing up. Great job, man. Awesome. I'm so glad you're here. That's awesome that you made it. Hey, if Bob can't make it, he had something better to do. Praise God, man. Maybe he'll be here next week. Who knows? So, you know, I've been around these situations. We never want to criticize because it's not for us. God's the judge. It's not us. You know, there's a whole lot of talk about homosexual people now. A whole lot of that, you know, because of the homosexual marriages and stuff. And I don't even want to get into the biblical discussion on all of that, other than we're commanded to love our neighbor, and we need to love our neighbors. God will judge everyone based on their sin, right? Sin is a sin is a sin, right? We need to love people. We need to love people that are having abortions. We need to, you know, we need to show love. We need to picture ourselves as Jesus. What would Jesus do in that situation? We just need to think about that. Never criticize people for what they do, because, you know, there's a scripture that says, you know, look at the wood in your own eye, right? Yeah. Right?
Expect your eye, you got the other side of your eye.
Yeah. Who am I to judge anybody? I'm commanded to love you. I'm commanded to love God first, love my neighbor, and that's what we got to do. Everything. I think we just got to stop criticizing people, just as a whole, and just show them love. Love is in the Bible. Love is Jesus.
But what would Jesus do? I've been wearing that thing since they were
looks
a
like
big deal. And I was working for the senior high youth group back in
Here's another
98, 99.
Following Jesus. There you go. Here, I wanted to.
Started a conference. I was working in road racing.
Yeah.
I went out for supper, and I reached out in the middle of the table, and the guy said, what's that?
Yeah.
15 minutes later, we got through a little session there, that God set that one up. The guy said, well, what's that for? You know, what's that mean? Talk about opening the door.
Yeah.
And the doggone loading dock was opened up on that one for about half a dozen people at one time.
I love that one because people have to ask, what does that mean? And that opens the door.
Well, the kids in the youth group said, what are you wearing that for? I said, well, you get your home with your parents, right? You know, they got some control over you. I'm on my own, buddy. I got nobody to tell me back off.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'd go down during the week and I'd buy on a weekend, I'd buy me a half a dozen of them and give them out to the kids at the meeting on Tuesday night. 100 kids for the senior high youth group with low attendance.
You can get these cheap. I can buy like 300 of them for the $90.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty cheap.
Who do you go through?
Wristband.com. Yeah, wristband.com.
We're trying to get some stuff made for our homes.
Yeah, really cheap, man, and people like to wear them. Sometimes I wear them a lot, sometimes I don't. I don't know. I go through stages. It's like anything, right? I don't know. Sometimes you like bright colors, sometimes you like black. So we need to encourage, we need to support, we need to get out in our communities. We need to turn the exit and the entrance signs around in our churches, and I think every pastor will agree that we need to be out in our communities more. I'd love to help you guys however I can, whatever I can do. We have, I talked about Adventure Fest before. It's a cheap weekend, it's $30 a guy. For the whole weekend, we have a bunch of speakers come in and we do everything at night. It's a great time. I'll send you guys all an email. Whatever I can do to help, whatever I can do to help you guys get something started. You guys at Calvary, I'd love to come out and talk to you guys and share. I mean, I've been to a lot of these churches, a lot of these men's group. I have a lot of wisdom from all of that. And why reinvent the wheel? I think critical thing though is just to think outside the box. How can we do it different? How can we do men's breakfast different? How can we reach our communities? How can we get the younger guys in? These are all questions I think we need to get our groups together and we need to start asking them and writing it down. I find it helps to write stuff down. When you look at, do a gender analysis at your church. One day on one Sunday at your church when you're doing praise and worship, or when the pastor's, not when the pastor's preaching, but maybe when they're taking an offering, you have time. Count how many men you have to women. And I am in a pretty big church. We have at one time about 1,500. We're probably down to 1,000 now. I'd have to say I have 70% women, 30% men. And yeah. And it's
There's this kind of
The women take control. Without the women, church is dead.
yeah. And us men need to step up.
Men don't
There
step
isn't
up.
really a major majority and they're just kind of filling in good in there, looking good.
Yeah, overall, when I look around the church, it looks like a good balance, but I'm telling you, step back and
The
count.
women.
Actually count heads. Go somewhere where you can count heads one Sunday. And if you have 2 services, count heads. And I think you're going to find out that it's going to come out more women heavily than it will men. It looks like, on the surface, it looks pretty even. Not when you count. I was taken back. I was floored. And I shared it with my senior pastor. And there's a book. Oh, there's a book. You guys ever read this, Why Men Hate Going to Church? David Morrow. So I read this. I love this book. Everybody in my leadership team has read it. I've gone through it. I love highlighting and writing books. It's the best thing in the world. This is a really good book. Jamie has it out here for sale. I don't know what he's asking for it, but it's cheaper than you can buy it on Amazon. But it's got really good stuff in here that your men's group can go through. And I would say, get your men's group to go through this. They also have this on audiobook. So if guys, a lot of guys don't like to read. We don't have time to read. Thankfully, maybe we can get our head in the Bible, but you can listen to this on audiobook. And he talks about these gender gaps in here, and masculinity or the lack thereof in church. Now, I would say this church is very masculine. It's you walk in, there's wood, there's stone, it's black, it's white, it's very, The only pink I saw were on the cupcakes this morning. That's where guys want to be. I bet you if you did a gender analysis in this church, I bet you it might actually come up more equal. Maybe even weighted differently. I don't know. I'd be interested.
I don't know, for me, whenever I go to a church, being a young guy, I'm kind of sick of looking up on the stage and seeing skinny jeans.
It's just seeing what?
Skinny jeans.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anytime I go to a church, I'm on a worship band, there's always somebody in skinny jeans.
Mhm.
And for me, that's just,
Yeah, that's what everybody's wearing now, man. I don't fit into skinny jeans, and they're like jeggings. Guys should not wear that stuff.
I think you can't look at the outward. You gotta
That's
look at
right.
the heart.
I've
If you
learned
focus on the outward, you're done.
I've learned that. Don't
God
judge
may
a
have
book by
them
its
there for a
cover.
reason. You looking at the outward.
Yeah.
That's not good. You will not get nothing from God if you keep looking on the outward.
Several years ago, church I was at, there was a woman came in there, she was a biker mom, and she looked, jewelry all over, up her arms, and rings all over the place,
Yeah.
her hair was
Yeah,
all
but I bet she's
Freaky
powerful.
crazy.
3 years later, she was heading the women's ministry.
I bet she's
Yeah.
powerful. See,
Lord,
you can't look. You
that's the
can't
kind
do
of
that.
place I would
She looked like a middle-aged grandma.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Did a 180 on her, nobody ever said a word.
my wife runs a ministry. She reaches out to women working in the strip clubs here in Pittsburgh. And what they do is every 2 months, every 3 months, we go out, and I'm the driver and the protector. And I drive them out, and they go in, a team of 4 women go into these clubs, and they give each dancer a gift of some sort, and just let them know that they're loved by Jesus. And it's such a great ministry, and some of these women are coming into church, and those are the people we need to be reaching out to, right? Because they are a child of God. They're in a bad situation. We don't know. We'll put them in that situation,
And you can't judge them.
but they're a child.
I was bad. We always bad somewhere.
I was bad.
Why does somebody judge us? We're like,
You look at my
we
thoughts,
oh my God.
right? When I'm driving,
Oh Lord, help my brain.
if I'm in
Somebody
traffic
yeah.
and I'm late, oh man,
Man.
I'm not so Christian then,
Yeah.
right?
Sometimes I be wrong sometimes.
Well, guys, it's hard to do it.
Yeah, we are, so you can't judge. Come on,
That's
can't
right.
do that.
That's right.
I mean,
Love it, Marlon.
When you got the pastor up there in deck shoes and sports socks and jeans and a t-shirt and a sports shirt with the tail hanging out doing preaching, you're not a clothesline church.
Yeah. Hey, whatever we got to do to get them there, short of sinning, we got to do. We got to
get
do.
them
We got to get them there, and we got to go get them.
Yeah.
That's what Adventureman's about. We got to go get them and
You know,
bring
you
them back.
telling me, now what you saying that I gotta look a certain way. If I don't look a certain way, then I'm through. No, but that's not God. That's not God.
He wasn't saying that. We weren't saying that. He just, I know, okay, what you're saying. I know. Guys just shouldn't wear jeggings. Guys shouldn't wear jeggings. But hey, if you do, I'll tell you about Jesus. Girl pants or
Oh,
jeggings, like
Oh, those are skin tight?
They're
yeah.
called skinny jeans.
Guys
Ones-
wearing-
They're girls' pants. They started off originally, guys started wearing girls' pants, and they became so popular that they make them.
You can't do much of anything while you're wearing much stuff like that. for one
No,
thing.
you can't.
I think it's just wrong to see somebody out in public wearing them.
I grew up in the '80s, big hair, rock and roll,
Yeah.
and that's what we dressed as. We dressed as
Big
big
afros.
tight pants and high tops, and that was the culture.
Mine was
Yeah.
white kids with laces in it, your Levi's rolled up. The more turns you had, the better you were. And they had to be about that wide.
That stuff's coming back.
And,
turned up pants.
low riders.
Really? Low riders?
And the DAA and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Back in the late 50s, that was me.
I would
There
have
are no
loved to grow
pictures
up
to
in
prove
that
it
time.
though.
I would have loved to grow up in that time,
I'm
man.
glad there are no pictures to prove what I looked like when I was about
Leather
15 or
jacket,
16.
t-shirt, jeans, engineer boots.
Pack of Marlboros rolled up.
The fawns.
Fawns,
The way I
yeah.
used to
I
dress,
dressed
I
like
never
that in
said
middle
anything
school.
to go with the kids. I mean, if it was decent, okay,
Almost like that.
wear it. We
Yeah.
have 2 kids with long hair. The youngest one, if his hair got down to where it was even starting, just, I gotta have a haircut, gotta have a haircut.
Yeah.
1 out of 3, you know? So
I
what?
can't stand my hair long
You
now.
know?
Can't grow longer.
I just got mine off 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was down to my
And a
shoulders.
DA
I
coming
used
back
to have
on
long
that
hair
thing
when I was
there,
young.
and a Hollywood with a blue crud on top, and sides
It's
fall
all-
back in the DA and all that.
What's
You
all?
say, come as you are.
Let's hold the sides back, it was like the back end of a duck. Comb the sides straight back like that, and then you come right down the middle of the back. Looks like the back end of a duck, with the wings, so they come back.
Yeah, it's kind of like the reverse of the beaver.
I mean, we had all kinds of weird stuff.
Oh, yeah, and it's,
Every generation just.
yeah, whatever, man.
Now
Whatever.
you got piercing, and this how it is, every
Yeah.
generation.
Yeah, this style's always in.
The kids were decent, weren't showing too much, showing what they weren't supposed to show. Leave it.
Yeah. It's what's in here that counts,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And we need to love our neighbors.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what we gotta do. That's what God wants us to do, right?
Remember one
He doesn't
time,
judge us.
I more or less had what's called the Oakview Boys Club. I was single and had, one guy I worked with and this and that, got dirt kids with dirt bikes and all that. One guy came in there one time, he was wearing a cross on chain, he says, oh, we're in that chain. What does that mean to you? I don't know. He says, well, it means something to me and I wish he preferred he didn't wear it. He took it off and never said another word, he was never seen again. He was still wearing it because it was something to wear. He said, it meant something to me. He says, okay. He never said anything, he just took it off, stuck it in his pocket. It means something to me, so I appreciate it if you wouldn't wear it. So it means nothing to you.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to be respectful. So,
Never give me any, it's okay.
I think we might be out of time. But I would like to close in prayer, but since it's a workshop, how about I kick us off, and if you have any prayer requests, let's lift them up to God. And if there are no prayer requests, I'll close it up. But I always like, I don't want to be the only voice. So let's give it up to Him. Father God, I thank you for these men, Lord God, each one of them, Lord God. I thank you for their churches, and I thank you for their hearts, Lord God, and our desire, Lord God, to serve you. Just open up some doors for us, guide our way. Give us the path forward, Lord God. We want to tell everyone we know about Jesus, Lord. We just want to be the good news. We want to be the light in the darkness, Lord God. Let us be salty, Lord. Let us glorify you, Lord God. I pray for all these other workshops and leaders and men here, Lord God, today. I pray that you keep them in the palm of your hand, Lord God. I pray that everything that we do here glorifies you, Lord. And that you bring men forward. Bring them forward to us. Let us mentor them. Let them mentor us, Lord God. And it's all your glory, Lord.
Oh my God, I just want to thank you for this opportunity to be here today. Everything that's going on right now, I just ask to see the men in the city just to step forward and become the godly men that you want us to be, to lead our lives pursuing you, to lead our families towards you, to lead our communities, and the generations ahead of us and behind us as examples in this world. Allow us to be the light in the darkness. Allow us to be the peace during the chaos. Allow us to be the love during the times of hate. Father God, please continue to change not only my life, but the lives of my family, my friends, the people around me. Please surround me with godly men to help lead me in this journey so that I can become closer to you. Please be with my family right now, my grandmother. Allow them to know the love that I do. In Jesus' name. Your stuff.
Father God, we thank you for today, Lord God, and we pray that you be with us the rest of the day and be with our families. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen. All right, guys, it was good to meet you.